All right. Hello, everyone. So today's lecture is just going to cover a little more of the notes from, um, what is it, 2-1, 2-2? Can't remember which one it is. 2-2, sorry. The notes from 2-2. We talked about the biomass pyramid and stuff like, that and some of the definitions and things. And so now we're going to go into what are considered non-feeding relationships. Okay, so non-feeding relationships are, and they categorize in your book. I guess I'm going to kind of back up here a second. In your book, it categorizes these as non-feeding relationships, which is why I have it classified that way. They're um, in some of these quote unquote non-feeding relationships, there are they're like eating or getting nutrition or stuff like that. It can be part of the relationship, but in general, the relationships aren't. It's not like the trophic relating relationships, like the like the omnivore, carnivore, herbivore, like those type of things. The classifications like that. So the overall term symbiosis, right? Symbiosis refers to two organisms living together, and in quotes, in close union, regardless of results, two organisms being beneficial or not. In other words, it includes parasitic. So there are two organisms that live their lives in close contact or in close union with each other. Okay. All right, so the first example, or the first one category, is called mutualism. If you think about the word mutual, that means like both. So mutualism is a relationship between two organisms where both organisms benefit. They both get something from it. So one of the more well-known ones, a clownfish and a sea anemone, easy for me to say. That's like, the, what is it, Finding Nemo, that type of thing. So I'm going to kind of go back and forth here between this screen and this. So there you go. So the the anemone provides a clownfish with protection from other predators and shelter, while the clownfish provides the anemone nutrients in the form of waste, while also scaring off certain fish that would feed on the anemone. So you can see, show some different images. So they help each other out. That's a symbiotic relationship. It's mutualism. Okay. Some other examples we have on here: bees and flowers. Okay, bees get nectar for for making honey and stuff like that. And the flowers get help reproducing, transfer of pollen. Oxpecker is a bird, and a rhinoceros or a zebra. If you're not familiar with that one, that looks like this. Here, I'm just gonna easier. So these are birds that live, that usually will ride around on large land mammals like rhinoceroses, elephants, zebras, depending. Um, they uh, they get food in the form of insects that they eat off of the animal. They also get some level of protection from smaller predators that might try to prey on the bird. The rhinoceros gets help in the form of they're eating parasitic insects off of them, so help clean them and keep parasitic insects off of them. And also, the birds sometimes can act as warning signals, um, because if a larger predator that might be hunting the rhino or the zebra or whatever comes around, the birds take off, and that can form as a sort of a warning a warning system for the rhinoceros or zebra or whatever. So again, a mutualistic relationship, both benefit. Okay. All right, next one, commensalism. Commensalism is a relationship between two organisms where one organism benefits and the other one is not harmed or helped. So one gets some kind of benefit and one, it doesn't really matter. So remora fish and sharks, that one's somewhat interesting. Um, so remora fish, um, here, let me do this first. So a remora fish looks like this. It almost kind of looks like a mini shark thing, but it's got like this little suction cup dealie here. And what that allows it to do, they're a lot smaller. They attach to sharks. Okay, now that doesn't actually hurt the shark. The way it benefits the remora fish is the remora fish one gets a ride, so it can extend its range a lot more easily, and it also feeds off of some of the leftover scraps and stuff that the shark leaves behind after it feeds and stuff. Plus, it obviously gets protection from the shark. The shark doesn't really benefit from the remora fish. Um, there's not really any benefit from it, so that's why it's considered commensalism. Okay, some other ones. These two, the crocodile and plover, and the cattle and cattle egrets are like the oxpecker and the rhinoceros. So that one kind of could be either mutualism or commensalism. I've seen it as both. The crocodile and plover I've also seen as both. You've probably seen images of this before. Uh, so uh, the plover is the bird, this little bird that will sit inside the open mouth of a crocodile, and it will pick food, little bits of leftover food from between its teeth. Um, so the plover gets help by getting food. Um, the crocodile, I mean, it doesn't really need the plover. I mean, I've seen both. I've seen it say where the crocodile doesn't really get really any benefit out of it. It is just okay with it, like it doesn't really care, and the plover gets the benefit of food. And then some other ones suggest that that it helps the crocodile because it helps them clean their teeth out and stuff like that. Like I don't really know that that's a real big problem for a crocodile, but we'll go with that could be it. So a crocodile and plover could be either a mutualistic relationship or a commensalism relationship. So the commensalism is the one where one benefits and one is not harmed or helped. Okay, and then the third one is a parasitic relationship, which you're familiar with parasites, right? Well, parasitic relationship is that a relationship between two organisms where one organism benefits and the other is actually harmed by the relationship to some extent. Now, in some cases, it could mean death of it, but in a lot of other cases, it doesn't necessarily mean death. It just means it has some negative effects on one of the organisms. So some of the common ones that you probably know, deer and ticks, humans and ticks. Okay, the tick obviously gets food, the blood supply, and the harm comes in. You're not going to die from ticks in terms of like what the tick is actually doing in terms of taking the blood, but they can transmit diseases that can harm the mammal, the deer or humans, whatever. Um, so fish and leeches, sea lamprey and fish. That one is very interesting. So this is what a sea lamprey is. So a sea lamprey looks like some kind of primordial, like kraken mouth thing. It looks kind of like an eel, and it has this mouth with all these tons of these razor sharp teeth. Um, and what the sea lamprey um, does is it'll attach and bite onto fish. You can see some examples here, and it will suck nutrients and blood from the fish. Now, sometimes, like one of them, like just one of them in there might not kill the fish, but if there's too many, they actually can kill the fish if too many attach. Or if they get, like you see this one, if it gets into the gills, it can inhibit the gas exchange and the ability of the fish to breathe too. So um, they are harmful, and it can actually end up killing the fish um, if it's attached for too long or too many of them are attached. So that's a parasitic relationship. Um, Another one that's kind of cool is this Symbiotic, I think is how you pronounce it. One of my students, when we were looking these up, found it. Uh, so Symbiotic is this little parasite. It's a tongue-eating louse. This thing is crazy, dude. This thing will go into the fish and it eats the tongue of the fish and attaches itself to the base of where the tongue was attached in the fish's mouth, and it acts like a tongue. But it's a living organism, it's a separate thing. This thing is nuts. It goes in and it severs the blood vessels in the fish's tongue, causing the tongue to atrophy from lack of blood. So the tongue falls off. So it doesn't eat the tongue, it makes the tongue fall off. Then it replaces it by attaching its own body to the muscles in the tongue stub. It appears that the parasite does not cause much other damage to the host fish. So it does cause some damage, though. Once it replaces the tongue, some feed on the host blood and many others feed on fish mucus. Or it says, this is the only known case of a parasite assumed to be functionally replacing a host organ, the tongue. So, that's crazy. It makes the fish's tongue fall off, then attaches itself and acts like a tongue, and it eats food and fish mucus and other stuff that comes into the fish's mouth. So that's another example of a parasitic relationship. Is the Symbiotic. Okay. All right. So that's where we're going to stop for today. So just that short bit for the video lecture. You guys have questions or anything? Let me know.